Hi guys, good afternoon. How's your day going?
Hola, buenas tardes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's start with our first class of the week. Remember, today we're having 1 hour or less than an hour class, and then tomorrow we have a 2 hours class, and next week is going to be the last week before the exam. So we're gonna conclude the unit 2 before we go to the exam. Well, let me share the screen with you so we can start. So today we're basically going to work with a reading. And the title is the 2.2, What Really Happened. That is the title of the unit. And it's of conspiracy theories. Okay, so the title, well, it's in here. Discuss the questions. How do you keep up to date with the news? What does this mean? How do you know what is happening all over the world? How do you get to know this information? Tell me, how do you keep up to date with the news? I hear you.
Due date is like updates.
Pardon me? I couldn't hear you well.
What means up to
Date.
date?
Okay, so date means, for example, today's date is June 24th, right? That is a date. So up to date means that you know all of the information till today, like everything that happens all over the world, you are aware, or like the news, right? You know everything that is going on all over the world. Well, not necessarily all over the world, but you know the news, like the most important news. Up to date means that you are actualizado, could be, yeah.
Por Facebook?
Okay, social media then?
Yes.
Social media. Okay. And next it says, what have been the most important stories in the last 5 years? Okay, let's try to recap all this information and let's go to the past. 5 years ago was 2016. No, yeah, 2016 till now. Tell me, yeah, 16. What have been the most important stories since then, since 2007, since 2016 till nowadays? What was the question again? Number 2, what have been the most important stories in the last 5 years?
COVID.
Remember? For example, I'll give you one. In the United States, it was a big moment. I'm not saying positive, but it was like a something new that Trump became the president of the United States. And then he was out of the presidency because Biden got the position of the president. So that could be something we can mark from these years. Do you remember another event? Hi. Okay, for example, here in our country, something that happened during these 5 years is that after 18 years of being re-elected, no, it wasn't elected, he wasn't elected, but after 18 years trying to get to the president, Andres Manuel López Obrador became the the president of Mexico that happened in 2018, if I'm not wrong. So it was between these years. Do you remember another event? I gave you two. No? Come on, it's not that, I mean, it's near. 5 years ago, you were aware of what was going on around. Come on, why are you so quiet? Did somebody important die during these 5 years? Did someone important made
Pues yo estuve buscando y Juan Gabriel falleció
Okay.
en ese año.
2016?
Ujú. Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, could be. Yeah, I mean, thank you for your comment, Mariana. Now it says, listen to the excerpts from news report. Which stories can you see in the photos? Okay, I'm gonna play it and scroll it down so we can see the pictures. And then you're gonna tell me which stories you're able to see in the photos, okay? Wait.
Unit 2. Recording S2.6. Hello. I know what I was doing. Do you?
Teacher, se traba mucho el audio, creo que.
Ajá, mami, se está trabajando mucho el audio.
I know. It's because of the internet. I'm just trying to, wait, let me do something.
Buckingham Palace has
Better?
announced the death of Diana, Princess of Wales.
Yes.
The princess, who was 36, died late last night in a car crash in central Paris.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Breaking news here at 5 Live. There are reports that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center in New York. That is, a plane has reportedly crashed into the World Trade Center in New York, setting it on fire.
President Kennedy and Governor John Connally of Texas were shot today from an ambush as President Kennedy's motorcade left the center of Dallas.
Okay, so which of the news shown here in the pictures were in the reading, in the track, sorry, in the audio? Do you want me to play it again?
Yes.
Okay.
Porfa.
It's just to identify what news from the ones that I have here are mentioned in the listening.
Unit 2. Recording S2.6. Hello. I know what I was doing. Do you?
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Diana, Princess of Wales. The princess, who was 36, died late last night in a car crash in central Paris.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for
news here at 5 Live. There are reports that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center in New York. That is,
Sorry.
a
Wait.
plane has reportedly crashed into the World Trade Center in New York, setting it on fire.
President Kennedy and Governor John Connolly of Texas were shot today from an ambush as President Kennedy's motorcade left the center of Dallas.
Okay, sorry for the track, but I think that you could identify the two news. There were two news. One of them was about the Princess Diana, which is not here, and the other one was here. What was the other news?
The death of the president of John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, the death of the President John F. Kennedy. Very good. Okay, now it says, read the definition and look at the photos below and answer the questions. What is a conspiracy theory? Leslie, help me to read it, please. Conspiracy theory.
A theory or belief that there was a secret plan behind a major event.
Okay. Sorry, a theory of belief that there was a secret plan. Do you know any conspiracy theory about another event, not from the ones mentioned here? Have you heard something of Colosio maybe? There's people who say that Colosio was murdered and it was a conspiracy theory. But well, who's gonna know, right? Have you heard another one?
Yes, about the celebrities who did in the age 27.
That it's like, how is that called? The 27 club, something like that.
Club.
Mhm.
Yes, club.
Yeah. Okay. I'm 27, by the way, so I don't want to die. But I'm not a celebrity, so everything's good. Okay. And here we have two questions, and it says, what do you think that conspiracy theories were about? So the events in the pictures, we have the man on the moon, we have the king is dead, and the death of the president. So what do you think that conspiracy theories were about? ¿De qué creen que se trató? What do you think these conspiracy theories were about?
All of them or just one?
In general?
Like a facade? Or like somebody covering up something?
Okay. And then it says, which story do you think involved a real conspiracy, according to the official reports? Okay, from the three we have in here, which one do you think that could be actually more of a conspiracy than just an accident or a suicide?
Man on the moon.
The man on the moon? Okay, let's read and find out a little bit more about this. And it says the world's best known conspiracy theories. So let's go first and read about the man on the moon. Who wants to read it? Do you want to, Carlos?
The first one,
Yeah.
Man on the Moon.
Mhm.
Okay. We've seen the photos, but many people claim that Neil Armstrong's can't leap from mankind. Never really happened. They suspect that astronauts Neil Armstrong's and Buzz Aldrin never left Earth, but acted on the scene photographs in a studio. Conspiracy theories say there were strange shadows falling in the photos, and so sprinkly, no stars are visible. They, they point out that the Aldrin was apparently waving. I thought there is no wine on the moon. However, these dots can be explained logically. The leading conditions on the moon were complicated, and he and the black only appears to further because the astronaut.
Thank you. Do you like to read about conspiracies, guys?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And what do you think about the man on the moon? Do you really think that they actually went to the moon? What do you think?
Maybe they did, or I don't know. Like later on the years, they did actually go, but I believe they had like this competition with Russia or someone from over there. And that's why like they rushed and took that picture, like, which
Mhm.
is fake. But like later on the years, they did actually go. They
Okay.
just wanted to rush to be the first ones to go to the moon.
Probably. And probably because since the United States always want to be like the first one doing this type of things, so probably they felt like the pressure of saying that they were the first one. But well, yeah, there are some things that make it like kind of difficult to believe, such as the one of the flag, that the flag was waving and there's no wind on the moon. But well, we're just read and try to give our opinion, but that's it, right? Okay, what about the king of the rock and roll? Who wants to read it?
Yo,
Go ahead.
the king is dead. When Elvis Presley was found lying unconscious, no sé cómo se dice, on his bathroom floor at his home, Graceland, his family and friends desperately tried to save him. An ambulance was called and Elvis was rushed to the hospital where a special room had been prepared for him. However, the king of rock and roll was already dead when he arrived there. At first, doctors said that Elvis died because his heart had stopped. But later they claimed the drugs were involved. Elvis had taken painkillers because he had a toothache and he couldn't sleep. However, for years, his fans refused to believe that Elvis was gone, and there were numerous sightings of Elvis around the world. There is even a website, elvisisalive.com, dedicated to finding out the truth.
Okay, thank you. So what do you think, guys? I think that he actually died. People here is saying that he's alive, such as in the same, this is the same thing when people like have like a big or many events that they don't want to believe it. Right? Same happened to the, I don't know, we can name just to name someone, Jenny Rivera here in Mexico. There are some people who say that she's alive. Same happens with Juan Gabriel and some other artists. So he's one of the rest. What do you think? Do you think that he's actually there? He actually died there, or he didn't? What do you think?
I think he did die.
You think he did it? And what about this? Do you think that he suicided himself, or that he actually took more painkillers that he wanted by accident, or did he actually want to suicide? Or could it be, I don't know, maybe a murder? What do you think?
Maybe he had a lot of pressure because most of famous people have that. And I don't know.
Okay, so he was under pressure and you said that he wanna die.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, yeah, I mean, situations like this are probably more common nowadays than before, but well, it is what it is, right? We will never be able to know the real truth. Okay, now let's go and read about the death of a president. Who wants to read it?
Yo,
Go ahead.
a ver, aquí. The death of a president. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22 and on 1963.
1963.
He was reading towards cross in his car when a gun shot him once in the head. No, beat. Lead Herbert Oswald was arrested almost immediately after Kennedy did and charged with killing him. He was murdered 2 days later, a report in 1960
Separated into 1964.
concluded that Oswald hit actor alone, but conspiracy theories hits both and believe more people were involved. Suspects include the CIA, the FBI, and the Cuban leader Fidel Castro. In 1979, and we report arrests that Oswald had kinder Kennedy, but also conclude that the president was killed as a result of competency beyond no people.
Okay, thank you. So it is said here that he was murdered, that he was killed by Lee Harvey Oswald, but he was actually also murdered 2 days later. Someone killed him. But it says in here that conspiracy theory says that there were more people involved. What do you think? Do you think that there were more people being part of this? Okay. Well, let's go back again to this part of the exercise. And here it says, read the article and answer the questions. You don't have to write anything, you just have to answer me, okay? From the 3 different articles we read, who of them died in the bathroom? Which of them died in the bathroom? Who?
Elvis.
Elvis. Who was shot?
Kennedy.
Kennedy. Who was arrested?
Oswald.
Okay, Oswald, yeah, the president killer. Who was murdered? Who was killed? Who was murdered?
Elvis.
But
No,
yes,
president.
but murder means when
Kennedy.
someone else does it. So who was murdered?
Murdered or murderer?
Murderer.
Son dos palabras diferentes.
Yeah, number 4, who was murderer?
Fue Kennedy.
Kennedy. Who were the suspects? Who were the suspects?
FBI.
Okay, the FBI. Who else? Also with the FBI, it was another one mentioned.
The men who were to the moon.
But their different articles were probably talking about the murder, the one of the number 4. Kennedy was murdered, so the suspects were the FBI and also, well, but this was just like a theory, right? And the CNA, the CIA. Okay, number 6, who was photographed? Photographed. Who was photographed? Well, photographed because it was just like nobody knew.
The man on the moon.
The man on
The moon.
yeah. How are these words and phrases related to the stories? Okay, shadows. In which of the 3 articles did we see this word? Shadows.
The man on the moon.
In the man on the moon. And what did it say? What was it? How is shadows related to the moon? To the moon theory or moon story?
Because like in the picture there was a shadow and like there is no shadow.
That there were some shadows and they were not supposed to be there. Fans. How is fans related to these articles? To which article is related fans?
The Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. And what did it say about? What was it said about the fans of Elvis?
The page, la página que
Yeah,
hicieron eso.
they made a website, right? They made a page. Yeah, very good. Stars.
First.
In the first one, right? And what was it mentioned or why stars were mentioned in the first article? What was it said?
That in the pictures, they can see the stars.
They couldn't see the stars, right? Very good. There were no stars in the first article and they were on the moon. Painkillers. Where in what article was this word? Painkillers.
Elvis.
Elvis. And how is this related to Elvis? How are painkillers related to Elvis? Hello? How are painkillers related to Elvis? I hear you.
Yeah.
He died of overdoses.
Exactly, he died because of overdose of painkillers, right? Photographs. First, second, or third article, photographs.
Maybe in the first one.
In the first one, okay. And what was it mentioned?
About the flag?
That they took a picture of the flag, right? And then on the moon, yeah. A studio. In what article was the studio word? Do you remember?
The moon.
Oh, no sería
The
la
moon.
number 1.
Yeah, it was in the first one. And how is this related? A studio related to the first one?
Something like it was like they took a picture there or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, that they like kind of
Lo
prepare
montaron.
everything in a studio to take the picture. Something like that. Yeah. Hospital. First or second or third one?
The second,
It was in the second. And what was it mentioned?
um, there's he died.
They
Ahí se
rushed him.
murió.
He was taken to the hospital, but he was already dead, right? Okay, very good. Now the FBI, which is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In what article was mentioned this word? First, second, or third?
Last year.
In the last one, in the third one. And what is the relation of the FBI with the third article? How is it related?
They think that they were planning with the murder.
Yeah, that he was also part, well, the FBI was also part of the murder of John F. Kennedy. A man with a gun. In what article did we see this word? First, second, or third? A man with a gun.
Third?
In the
The
third. And what was it mentioned about this, about a man with a gun?
Oh, the man who shot the president.
Yeah, the man that shot the president, right? And the last one, a flag. To which of the articles is the flag related?
The first.
To the first. And what does it say about a flag?
Waving.
That there is no wind on the moon and it was moving.
Okay, no wind on the moon and that the flag was waving. Very good. Okay, so it says in here, what do you think? Do you believe the official reports of the conspiracy? What do you think? Do you believe the official reports or the conspiracy theories? What do you think, guys? Talking about this through different articles, do you think that the official reports, the ones that everybody knows, are real, or that that is weird, that probably there is a conspiracy theory behind each one of the cases? What are you more into? Official reports or conspiracy theories?
Sometimes when it's like part of the government.
Government?
Like they tend to not say everything, all the story. So I think I don't completely believe the Kennedy story, but the other ones I do believe.
You do believe that, do you think that they were real? Like, okay. And it says in here, do you know any other conspiracy theories? The ones mentioned in this part of the page. In the listening, it was also the Princess Diana. And then here we have the Man on the Moon, Elvis, and John F. Kennedy. Do you know any other conspiracy theories?
The Michael Jackson one.
Oh, Michael Jackson is a good one. Another one? Here in Mexico, what about Mexico? Do you know any conspiracy theory here? Don't be shy. Yes, no, if the answer is not, well, just tell me, nothing will happen.
I know some, but I don't remember. It's like the one that they don't believe there's some, los restos que tienen supuestamente en la esta del Ángel de la Independencia.
Oh, okay, okay.
¿Cómo se
Yeah,
llama?
actually there's a big one of the, for example, Benito Juarez and people like that, but well, I don't know that much of history, so but that would be interesting. I really enjoy knowing about this. So in case that you know, you may share it with us tomorrow. Let me take attendance, please. And let me see, Alvidres is here. Alvidres Prado. Ceballos López.
Present.
Coronado Ortiz.
Presente, aquí estoy.
Sorry, es que soy Samantha. Es que otra vez se me puso el silencio porque se me desconectaron los audífonos.
Okay. Cruz Álvarez.
Present.
Gámez Carrizosa.
Present.
Gutiérrez Yepis.
Presente.
Hernández Andalón. Martínez Grijalva. Miranda Valenzuela.
Presente.
Ramírez Núñez. Ramírez Padilla. En Villa Osuna.
Here.
Okay.
Present.
Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Please be more.
Bye, please.
I only have the same person with me always. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, teacher, bye-bye.